or even a flight instructor certificate. Come learn to fly with us. Also thanks to Purvis Brothers, Phillips 66 Aviation Lubricants, Rockland Electric Company, and Beltone of New Jersey.
Navy for much of World War II, and it also served as a high-level bomber. Substantially faster and more on Pearl Harbor. One of them carried Mitsuo Fujita, the commander of one high-level bomber from the carrier near you, credited with sinking the American battleship Arizona. The torpedo bombers also sank battleships West Virginia, California, Oklahoma, and Utah. 5 of them that were built, none survived the war intact. There are only 2 in existence, but they're pretty much wrecks. One of them is at the Pacific Aviation Museum in Honolulu. Now let's listen to the engine and propeller on this airplane. It should sound familiar. This replica of the B5N2 was made. Two very interesting aircraft here. One of them, the Curtiss P-40 Warhawk fighter and ground attack aircraft, first flew back in 1938. It was used by the air forces of 28 nations, including those of most Allied powers during World War II, and remained in frontline service till the end of the war. 13,738 of them built. From the left, ladies and gentlemen, the P-51 and the P-40. Now there's a very interesting story about these 2 aircraft as Max Hodges comes around with the Nakajima Kate. The British approached North American Aviation and said, would you build us a bunch of P-40s? Here comes the Kate. Here comes the Mustang. The British thought that the P-40 was a good airplane, and it was. But they presented their case to North American. And North American said, we can build you a better airplane. And so they did. Now the P-40 was our best fighter plane available when World War II began. The early Mustang prototype had an Allison engine in it, and so did the British version. Here comes that P-40. This is Nick Ceroli Jr. at the controls. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the Kate. And the P-40's going right by, and that one's got Nick Ceroli Jr. And there's Mac Kropp in the P-51. The British got the airplane with the Allison engine. They love the airframe, the engine. They didn't have the production capability. Here comes the Nakajima B5N2. Max Hodges at the controls. And right off to his left, in a very likely combat scenario, Nick Ceroli Jr. in the P-40 Warhawk. And there's the Mustang. Matt Kropp at the controls. Rolls-Royce was topped out on production. And by the way, this is not a knock of Allison engines. Allison, you've got sea-level power at 30,000 feet, and speed is life. Every fighter pilot will tell you just that. But there was another secret to the Mustang as the P-40 comes rolling by. The secret to the Mustang, besides that beautiful engine, is the wing of the airplane. Now you'll notice I'm pausing. I'm letting the aircraft do the tow. Wing allows an aircraft to go faster on the same amount of horsepower. And here's Max Hodges with the Nakajima. Kate. That laminar flow gave the Mustang the big edge. And while the P-40 was serving faithfully over in the Pacific aircraft during the attack at Pearl Harbor, although to be honest, they were very much outclassed by the Zero. But still, these guys gave it a shot. Between the Allison and the Packard-built Merlin engine.